everyone, Andrew Lopez with Partner Channel OC. Very excited, as always, to have these lovely guests that I have on my show. And I have Judy Sargent with us today.
Hello.
I am so excited because I love what you do, because you are the only one in the country that does what you do.
That is
So
correct.
I'm very excited for you to share with everybody what it is you do. So Judy, to start off, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, actually, I'm not even from California. We're recent transplants, and was originally from New England, and then popped down to Georgia for about 20 years after college, and just decided that we wanted to be on the West Coast. We've got some family here, some young kids, and packed up our stuff and moved about 2.5 years ago. So it was a good and pretty exciting thing to do. I've done that twice now, pick up and move large places. I believe that if you jump, the net will definitely appear.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, as I've said in past episodes, you've come to the right place. And you live in San Clemente. I live in San Clemente, the greatest place to live in the world, world's greatest climate. For those of you out there, you may be jealous. But yeah, that's amazing how you just decided one day, you know what, I'm just going to go to California. And here you are.
100%.
Well, awesome. I love that. Welcome to California. And what is your business? What is it that you do?
Yeah, so I'm a creative workflow efficiency consultant, and a lot of people say, oh, what is that? I specialize in advertising and marketing agencies, and I go in and I evaluate that process of something coming in and going out. What are the steps? What are the accountability? How do we get things done? How do we do it efficiently? And how do we have the team work well together and communicate? So I just had started out years ago in the ad industry after kind of walking away from college with 6 credits left at pre-med, and decided, why not move to Georgia without a job and, not finish school and paid for it. Sorry about that, Mom and Dad. And basically ended up falling back in the 90s. You would pretty much answer a newspaper ad to get a job, which I did, and I was like, oh, advertising traffic manager, that sounds really cool. Maybe I'll try that out. And I got hired and had an amazing mentor. Still know her now, still friends, and so got into the industry, and I worked 70, 80 hours a week, churned and burned, and specifically what I did in advertising was, everybody knows the role project manager. In advertising and marketing, there's a little bit of a different roles that are played, and you have account people that deal with our clients, and then you have creatives who do the work, and then there used to be someone that was called a traffic manager, and they would be that facilitator in between those two groups, making everybody play nice, creating accountability, and making sure that things are getting done correctly, raising red flags, etc. And so that's what I did for about 10 years in Atlanta in one agency and then another smaller one. And I learned a lot. I learned that I don't want to work at big agencies anymore. I was kind of losing my soul and wanted to find something that I was more passionate about. But I learned a lot. It was a great opportunity to see what not to do, how to work with all different types of people, how to create great partnerships, how to pretty much ask the right questions up front. How do we steer things, and certainly working with different types of personalities was something that I learned. So there was a huge value to that, but I got out and went to a small agency for a while and was bored, out of my mind, just bored. The guys were really great that owned it, and they let me dig into the overall business side of it and just sort of, get my hand wet in sort of different aspects of the business, and learned a lot. And I just decided, after 10 years working in advertising, I didn't want to do it anymore. And I went corporate and helped a couple of corporations develop some processes for a team that did their graphics and did their advertising for them. And about mid-2000s, about 2007, I just geniusly thought, in the middle of the housing economy crashing, that I would just start my own business. So I actually thought I'd just be a freelancer, and got my first client in Atlanta, one only sales cycle in Atlanta in 8 years. And that first client, thinking I'm walking in going, oh, I'm just going to jump in and help them out. And he looks at me and he goes, it's a free-for-all. He said, I have a bunch of account people and a bunch of creative people, and they're mad, and we're missing deadlines, and clients are angry, and we're losing money. Do you know how to put a process in place? And I was like, sure, I can do that. So that's what I've done for the past 11 years now, 8 in Atlanta, and now being here in California. And I do that. I go in and I evaluate from anywhere from a 2-person agency all the way up to corporations, pretty large ones out of Atlanta, and a couple here as well. And I evaluate that creative workflow process, and then I implement a new one, and I have a great opportunity to make an impact on businesses, make an impact on individuals who work for the company, because everybody wants to take a vacation. Everybody's non-maliciously working in silos and not realizing they're affecting other people on the team. So I create a process that sort of exposes that, and then we actually define it so people know what they're doing and when they're doing it and who's responsible for what portion. And I love what I do, and it's like I said, I packed up and moved thinking, yeah, we'll come to California and I'll just rebuild my business again. And it's been great. I've met some amazing companies and been able to help, and I just continue to do so. And out of that, I also do some business and life coaching, and I actually work specifically with people in the ad industry because it's a pretty unique industry. If a normal person walked in, they would go, wow, is that really normal? Are you allowed to do that? And yeah, in advertising it is. So I love being able to help individuals as well. So that's kind of who I am and my story and what I do, and yeah, I'm super passionate about it.
I love it. I love it so much, and it's so unique, this whole, process management, as we call it, right? And just the fact that you are someone, no one else does this, right?
That's correct.
At all?
No. I actually helped a federal client in Atlanta, and they had to triple bid because it's a government client, and they spent a good bit of time and came back and said, wow, well, you're the only one that does this. And so I've created this really specific niche, and it helps a lot of people, and it does well, and it's just easy to me.
Yeah, that's pure innovation. I love innovation. I think of myself as an innovator, and I love that. I love that. I can't express that enough. It's amazing. And if you could just highlight the play on words in your title,
yeah,
I think it's amazing.
Yeah, of course. So my last name is Sargent, but it's Sargent, which is non-military, correct? Mm-hmm. My company is called Sargent Workflow Solutions. My poor husband, I did not take his last name because mine is much cooler, and it was my business anyways, and we've only been married about 3 or 4 years, so he kind of came after the business was started. And as my role in when I worked in agencies and even going into companies, I kind of go in and tell people, I'm kind of like a drill sergeant. I kind of go in and tell people what to do and what to fix and all the problems that they have. And, we break down the situation, not people, but break down the situation and then build it back up again to what's appropriate. So that was sort of just a unique thing that fell into place because my parents had a good last name, and I'm not getting rid of it. So
yeah. Well, cheers to that. That's awesome. I love the creativity, and I love just the passion behind what you do, and I really hope that you continue to really grow in Southern California. You've come to the second largest economy, as we talk about on here, in the country, Southern California. So I really hope that this whole transition is proven to really, really help you out, and I'm excited to see where you go. Because of Partner Channel OC, as everybody knows, the one concrete question I love to ask is, Judy, how do you value partnership in your business?
I think partnership is the only way that you can do business. Everybody always asks me, how do you get your clients? And I don't go direct to clients. I do networking. We're all rowing the boat in the same direction. So I meet individuals. I'm very genuine. I'm from New England, so I'm very honest whether people like it or not. And I'm very genuine. And I'm there to not just help myself, but help other people. And how do we all propel ourselves and create this economy in this area that is booming like you talk about, and just help each other out. So I feel like I partner with all types of people within my industry and not, that I can help and assist in any sort of way. And then also, when I work with a client, when I'm actually in the office working with a client, I speak in a we. So when I'm in a meeting and I'm talking about what we're doing, I'm talking about what we are doing. Because to me, it's a true partnership. I am part of that company for that time that I am in the agency, helping to put that process in place. Because part of what I do is I'm not a typical consultant. I just don't go, here's your problems. I actually get in and I stay with the team and I develop it, and then I help move through and train somebody on it. So my company wouldn't be in existence if it wasn't for partnership. So it's either partnering with my client, or it's partnering with other individuals that may be able to help my client as well, or a client that I can help in some other way, or some random person I can just help. I believe in good karma.
So partnership is everything, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
That is what we have proven here on Partner Channel OC, and I love that. So Judy, thank you so much for stopping by.
Of course.
This has been really fun, and I love, as I keep saying, what you do and what you've created. And I really think there's a lot of businesses and individuals out there that you can really, really help.
Yeah, for sure.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Judy's contact info below in the post. Please reach out to her, connect with her. If you're going through some changes in the business and need some help with process, Judy is the one, the only, to take care of you and help you out. So thanks again, Judy, for being here.
Appreciate you so much.
This is awesome. Again, I'll post this on LinkedIn. I'll put it on my website, www.partnerchannelOC.com. You can view it there. And thanks for tuning in. All right?
Awesome.
Judy, thank you again. Cheers, everybody.
Bye, guys.